Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Hi, it's Wanjiko Murigi with another episode of Healing the Fatherless Heart. This thing is just wow. Thank you, people, for the love. Like the last one has really gotten so much love, and I didn't think that it was going to go that far. But thank you very, very much for the amazing heads up, likes, good results, a pat on the back. I really, really do appreciate, right? And today we'll continue. Though today what we'll be talking about is the fathers that enjoy the process of making the child and then skip one huge step. And then they also want to enjoy the process or the success of the child, but not the process of making the child successful. Earlier, my niece was here, and this I have to do because she was just staring and looking at me and wondering, Wanjiko, this is all that you do. And she's really also appreciative of this. And she's one of the children who've been lucky to have her father in her life. So my niece's dad, thank you for being in her life because you've done her so proud, and the young woman that she's becoming day in, day out. When she's grown, because still we're in the process of raising, but when she's grown, I am sure you'll be very happy with the results that you're going to reap. I'm trying to say it in a way that I don't end up saying any names. So yeah, the fathers who want to just eat life with a big spoon and enjoy what their child has achieved. Now, we've had cases, especially in Kenya, at least the ones that we are familiar with, and people from here, people from around, they know stories of a certain athlete a couple of years back his surname was Wanjiro because he used to use his mother's surname, and Wanjiro's father was not in his picture from the minute that his mother said that he was expecting a child. And these are the kind of fathers that we're talking about today. The ones that want ugali fry, ugali na nyama ambayo imeiva, and ile katamu, but you don't want to provide the flour, you don't want to provide the water, you don't want to provide the fire that has cooked the meal. You will not buy the meat, you will not buy the onions, you will not buy any ingredient in preparation of that whole meal. But the minute it is served, you're the first one to salivate and want to show how macho, or want to be, do I say, the loudest on the table, at the table, because you want the biggest share. Yet when it comes to hustling and the small baby steps and the going to the market and the sweat and the hustle and the time that someone needs to wake up early to do these things, you don't want to be involved. And these are the people that when a woman or a young girl tells the person responsible that, hey, I think I missed my peas, or I think this, how it used to be said when I was younger was, I missed my peas, or I can't find my peas, or something. And then the guy will just be outright rude, go and find them. And when you tell that someone like that, imagine a young girl who's not prepared, because in this life and the generation that I'm in, none of us, no woman stays like this and says, I want to actually be a single mother. Unless you've been there in marriage or with someone, and then things don't work out. That is when you come to the conclusion of, you'll rather do this alone. But by the moment when you're conceiving a child, in your mind, in your soberness, the plan is not to bring up that child by yourself. Carrying the child is not as hard as raising this child. You will have sleepless nights. You will have forsaken, if not given up, your dreams. Some even school or career, because now you end up being overlooked because you have a child while the man is still living his life solo. Body changes, like the amount of things as a woman, you becoming a mother, you go through are numerous, and then you never go back to who you were before child, right? And you find this guy has left you in that situation. You have to now start knowing yourself as a woman, as a mother, as a provider, as a father, even if you're a woman. And then when you have reached the place where your child has grown and now is starting to thrive, someone has audacity to come and say, I am the one who has those genes, and the only thing that you did is provide the genes. So this one, Jiro, when the mom, the story that was, is that when the mom told this guy about the child, he denied and he went completely MIA. So the lady has suffered with the child, and then the child, somehow these children thrive. So the child has done everything possible. So when he's come into the picture, and by this time that now it was being brought on news that the guy had passed on, right? Or there was an incident at his house and he has such a big, amazing house. It's when the man is coming up and saying, that was my child. Even me, I can have shares of whatever it is that he has worked on. That is one case in many cases. And I know you guys know of men who don't want absolutely anything to do with the minute a woman says that I'm expecting. But many years down the line, like you want to be there, standing at his right hand side, saying, being taken photos and saying that I was part of. Even Oprah, she's brought in the story of how the dad didn't want anything to do with her. But then when you thrive, people want it. I know even in the Bible it says that we don't want anyone who is poor, but surely. When you're denying your child, when you're denying the woman who's going to carry for you that child, do you ever imagine that that is part of you that you're throwing away? It's part of you that you absolutely don't want anything to do with. Don't you feel a bit of a shame? Just a tiny bit of shame when you come opening your mouth and claiming rights in the child who is grown, who is thriving and succeeding in life, yet you threw that person out, yet you threw that child away and never thought that there will be anything. You know, here you are wanting to enjoy the ugali with wet fry. You want to enjoy the sun after many days of mourning, right? To those fathers, sometimes I lack words for you. But understand, good things don't come easy. And even for these children that you end up going to look for, trust you, they've already formed an opinion about you. And I'm not saying that you don't go trying, but don't wait for the day that you see your child thriving somewhere or people praising him or her. That is when you'll have audacity to come and show up. Be present in where you can be. Be available in ways that you can be available. Because even in the non-contributing, trust you have contributed to them moving that far. But imagine how proud you will be when you've actually, literally, contributed something positively, because your child will end up being successful anyway, right? Let me hear your opinion of this. I know there are many cases in Kenya, there are many cases all over the world of men who didn't want anything to do with the child, and then the child has thrived, and they come walking back into the picture. Some even claim that they were not allowed access to the child. There are those ones that is actually true. but majority are lies, especially when the child is successful. And I mean successful in terms of fame and money. That's the one that I'm talking about. Thank you for listening. Thank you for feedback. Let me hear if you have any topics in regards to the father that you would want me to discuss. Have an amazing week, but we'll see you guys tomorrow or the day after. And keep following. And thank you. Share, subscribe on YouTube because it's also there. And then if you're the one who's dealing with this, you're the father who's absent and doesn't know how to approach, kindly reach out. As therapists, we help. We help in healing your own wounds before you go looking for the child or before you end up hurting your child and their family. And then also, if you're the kind who's maybe torn in between, that your father rejected you, didn't want anything to do with you, and then now because you've started rising bit by bit, this is when they're looking for you. We deal with the anger, we deal with the rejection, we deal with the trauma, and everything else in between. So reach out to a therapist who's qualified to help you. All right? Thank you and bye. That's it for today. So fathers, can you be present? No, it is important for your children. And I have said again, over and over again, it's not just about finances. There are very many other ways that you can contribute to your child. Yes. Ciao. Thanks.